There's an ad on my whistle sound. Alright, we're gonna be ready, locked and loaded. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
What are you gonna say after the whistle sound?
Welcome to the final whistle. My name is Josh. This is my side guest. Welcome to the final whistle. My name is Joshua Torres. This is,
Colin Mahoney.
and we are going to talk about some sports today. You can go off.
So
My homeless heroes.
I forgot to stop that. Those the worst sounds you could have played. We're just gonna add it and we're gonna add it first. Just add it after. Hello, welcome to Final Whistle. My name is Joshua Torres, and this is my side person.
Colin Mahoney.
And today we're gonna talk about sports.
So we're gonna be discussing the recent Ravens versus Bills game, and especially how close of call that entire game was.
Yeah, I won't lie, I'm not the biggest Bills or Ravens fan, but it was a very entertaining game to watch. I thought Lamar Jackson's performance was abysmal, and I just thought the Ravens were terrible, like they are every year.
You know, my dad, he grew up a Bills fan. Some of my close friends, they tend to be Ravens fan. So this game was very high stakes and really, really cool game for me to watch. And just seeing Lamar Jackson throw that game, especially towards the end, I don't know what they were doing.
I don't know what game you watched, but I'm pretty sure Lamar threw the whole game from start to finish.
You know, I thought he's been doing pretty good this whole season, but that last little bit, that cost him the whole game. You know, even with the somewhat questionable performance throughout, I feel like if he just didn't throw that last 2 minutes, it would have still won.
I don't know what game you watched, but Lamar Jackson, I'm pretty sure was losing the whole game.
Alright, you are kind of right. But, Mark Andrews, he had a very, very costly mistake. So he dropped that 2-point conversion that would have definitely tied up the whole game. And, yeah.
So on the baseball, because I think that game's been over discussed by many people already. How do you feel about the baseball season? How do you feel that it went now that the season's over?
I'll be real, have not watched a singular game of baseball this entire year.
Okay. You know the Dodgers?
I know of them.
Okay. So what would you like to talk about?
You know, my latest wrestling.
How was Robinson Wrestling team?
Robinson Wrestling team, our varsity teams, not doing great this season. We just had a major injury in the 113 weight class, which cost him the entire season. But we had an underdog performance from one of our JV athletes. He stepped up and pinned a 113 varsity kid, which ended up giving him the 113 varsity spot. So there's a lot of wins and losses going on in our varsity.
I thought Robinson varsity was pretty bad every year, especially that Colin Mahoney one.
All right, Chad. I'm pretty good. You know, my latest wrestling tournament, I went 2-0. I won 5-2 on my first one, and then I tech followed the second two, 15-0. So I've been doing pretty good.
In regular viewing terms.
So my first match, I had 5 points, and the opponent had 2.
What are points?
I got a takedown, which is when you are standing up, like these two fine young ladies. And then I was this one, right? And so you take them down, you grab them here and you boom, throw them down. And then usually they'll land like this. And then when you get on top, that's where it's 3 points. So now I'm up 3-0. And they were able to get up and break free back up to this position. So this girl gets 1 point now. So now it's 3-1. But then I did the same thing again. Took them down, but I wasn't able to get all the way back around here, which is how you get 3 points. So they were here, they were here. And then some weird rule happened, which for normal people probably doesn't matter that much, where I was able to score 2 points, and then they were able to break free and get out. So now it's 5-2.
Okay.
And then we wrestle, throw some hands around for a bit, and the match ends 5-2 me.
Okay. And then serious question, are these the first points you got all season?
No, they're not. I have won pretty much all my matches. I've lost 2 matches in the whole season.
Are you playing freshman?
I am not playing freshman.
How are we supposed to believe that?
Ask my coach.
The coach seems to not be saying anything.
You know, he's just in shock of my performance this season.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then why aren't you going to States? You're so good.
The state's scary. But my second match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now this girl's me, right?
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom. Takedown after takedown.
You're
Do
just
a nice,
throwing yourself at them.
do a nice little snap down. Go behind, grab those three. Reach in for that pin. Almost get the pin. They keep breaking free. I can't quite pin them, but I'm racking up some back points down there. And eventually, got too many points. 15 only. Ended up winning that.
I feel like that's like you're lying.
I got video of it.
That's you getting 15 points.
Yes, sir. Why did my shoe come off? Where's this girl's shoe?
Anyway, is wrestling the only sport you know about?
Honestly, I think it is. That's the only sport I follow. I know of football teams. I watched a few games, but
You have a favorite football team?
I do.
Okay. What's your favorite team?
Ravens. It's tied with the Dolphins, though. I like the
You have
Dolphins.
terrible taste in teams.
Nah, Dolphins.
Dolphins are terrible.
No, they're not.
Are they in the playoffs?
Okay, well,
Will the Ravens win the Super Bowl?
no. My dad's a huge Bills fan, though, so he loves the Bills. That's all he talks about.
Yeah, they're gonna lose too. I'm betting all my money on the Commanders.
I bet all my money on black.
I'm not sure there's a team that its main color is black. That's in the Super Bowl this year. Or will be.
I'm talking about the casino, like this girl's about to go to.
Oh, I think we should stick to sports and entertainment. This is a PG podcast, Mr. Mahoney.
Well, I'm the guest star, so I feel entitled to make it at least PG-13.
And I'm the host, so I feel inclined to kick you off and never return.
You know, it's been a great 5 minutes.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
DK, have it your way. Okay.
From A to Z, we ship all your needs.
State Farm, you're in good hands.
I hopped off the plane at LAX
With my dream in my cardigan.
Welcome to the land of fame XX.
Woo! Am I gonna fit in? Look to the left and I see the Hollywood sign.
Do some parts.
I don't care, just end this podcast.
No, I think we should keep going. That was a brief intermission, everyone. Back with part 2 of our first episode of our very first podcast. That's our first. So, what do you want to talk about today? For our second half.
You know? I got nothing here, Chuck.
Oh, okay. Anything entertainment news going on lately?
I still got nothing.
Where do you want to go when you grow up? Any countries you want to visit?
Let's ask you this question.
I'm asking you first. Answer. Where do you want to go when you want to go?
No?
Dream country, all across the page.
I'm sort of feeling Iceland. Iceland and Sweden, those are my two countries I've really
Why do you want to go
visit.
there?
I've been to the Iceland airport, and
Reykjavik?
and it was great. I loved that airport.
Oh, I had a completely different experience when I went there.
I got a hot dog at 2 in the morning local time. Best decision of my
Like
life.
their time? I went there 3 in the morning and they were serving no hot dogs.
They were serving hot
They were
dogs. at 2 in
serving
the morning.
they were serving weird sandwiches there and I didn't trust them. They had a lot of raw fish in the sandwiches.
Alright, since you guys are watching the final whistle, I'm going to give you a little piece of advice. If you ever need to use the bathroom in Iceland, do it. It is the best bathroom experience y'all will ever have.
Not gonna lie, I think the best bathroom I've ever gone to, Germany. Hands down.
I'm not going to say.
Those deep like pots in the bathroom, so nice. There's no splashback.
But you know, Sweden,
Oh.
it's pretty nice over there too. I haven't been there at all. Haven't even stepped foot in the airport.
Okay.
But, you know, just the culture and experience. Do I know any words in Sweden or Swedish? Not at all. But nothing I can't learn.
I don't think you can learn any. I'm calling your bluff.
So, where do you want to go?
Oh, okay. I think I want to go to Scotland.
Scotland?
Scotland.
Let's expand on that.
I don't know. It's just like a really cool place to be. I've been there like in a 10-hour layover before. It was pretty nice when I went. I got to see the castle of Edinburgh. Pretty cool castle. Anyone that's watching this video, they should go visit.
You know, you guys should also head over to Ireland. Go kiss that Blarney Stone.
Oh,
I've done it. 10 out of 10 peak experience. They almost messed up and I almost fell off the castle. But you know what? I'd do it again.
you know what's a safer country that doesn't involve falling? Scotland. You know what's better than your ice country? Scotland.
You know, we do live in
You know who-
America,
you know who
so
should
we're a bit
shut up?
uneducated.
You know who should shut up?
We're a bit uneducated. Iceland doesn't really have
You
any
know who should
ice.
shut up? You.
You talking to my girl?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse.
Oh, I found her
to
other
the
shoe.
old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't.
That's a
no
horrible
more.
thing.
Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Putting on her shoes.
Take it away.
Um,
Down cross town, living like a rock star.
spend a lot of money on my brand new guitar.
Randy's got a diamond ring and Benny sports bar. Riding down on there with my Maserati sports bar. Got no stress, I've been through all day. I'm like a
All right,
Maserati-
Chuck. What movies have you watched recently? Let's talk about some of
Chuck.
those movies.
Oh, changing my name again.
Your name's Chuck.
Okay, Billy.
Billy.
I watched Nosferatu lately.
Tell me about him.
If you have any children under the age of 15, I would not recommend watching.
I see. And why is that, Chuck?
There's a lot of nudity.
A lot of nudity. Did you find that fun, Chuck?
Just like to remind you that this is a PG podcast. Just reminding you.
So you know, Chuck, maybe
it
we
was-
shouldn't
it
be
was-
talking about those movies if it's
because
PG.
I walked in being told that it was like a Twilight but horror. I really hope it's not Twilight, because if it is, Edward looks different. You ever seen Twilight, Billy?
No, I've not. I've heard of the Twilight Hour. I've know of the movies. Never
You've seen
sat down
Twilight
and
Zone?
watched them. I've been on the Tower of Terror in Disney World.
No, have you seen about Disney World?
Hmm?
Have you seen about Disney World? Have you been since Star Wars Land was like incorporated?
Last time I went, Chuck, I was 6 years old.
No, you don't remember anything.
I do not. I remember Tower of Terror.
You been in any theme parks around here? Busch Gardens, Kings Dominion, Hershey Park?
I have a season pass to Kings Dominion. I'm heading there 2 weeks from now.
Sure
I'm back
you are.
down.
Am I invited, Billy?
Absolutely not.
Why is that?
Because I like to go alone. That sounds
So,
depressing.
Thank you for the invitation, Billy.
You're welcome.
I'll be sure to accept it. I'll see you there in 2 weeks.
I'm taking Jake with me.
That's Jake.
Yeah, this is Jake.
This is Sophia.
This is Linda.
And this is my beauty Gladys.
You know what? Screw it. This is my Porsche 911.
I don't think it's a Porsche.
Yes, it
Is
is.
it really a Porsche 911?
No, not even close.
It's a Corvette something. I'm not that good with cars, Billy.
Neither am I here,
Where
Chuck.
were you born, Billy?
I was born in Fairfax, Virginia at Inova Hospital.
Oh, that's lame.
I know.
I was born in Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Why were you born in Louisiana?
Because of military reasons, Billy. That's where my mom grew up. That's where she started the military, and that's where I was born. Because I was born, then she went in the military. So I grew up a couple years of my life down in Louisiana. I visit there every summer. It's the best food I've ever had is in Louisiana.
You know, Chuck, have you ever watched the movie The Florida Project?
No,
It's a good movie, Chuck. You should definitely watch it, especially
Why?
for this PG podcast.
to all our viewers watching today, don't watch the Florida Project. Don't trust a single thing my partner here, Billy Bob's saying. He's a
It's
little
a great movie.
a little dumb. When they were trying to pull him out during birth, they pulled a little too hard and squeezed his head.
Oh, yeah.
It compressed his brain a little, so he doesn't have the best education level.
You know, I was actually born 5 days early. I was supposed to be born on August 8th.
What day were you born?
August 3rd.
His actual birthday is July 20th, so there's still some stuff we need to work on today.
It's not.
He's in some classes.
You know, my mom was actually really excited, Chuck. She was like, my baby's going to be born on 08/08/08.
I'm sure she was.
And then here I was, popped out on the 3rd. I was like, I'm ready. Ready to start this life.
Sure. That's
Oh,
what you
yeah.
said. Pop right out of the womb.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. We're still working on his education level. He's in some classes here at Robinson, and it's a work in progress. It's definitely a lot of work. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears have been put into him.
Oh, yeah.
You don't gotta speak.
Emphasis
anymore.
on the blood.
You don't gotta speak. It's still a PG podcast. But he's seeking the help he needs. I actually brought him on as a co-star as Pity. I saw him walking the halls one day all alone, no friends, just looking all sad,
Oh, my gosh.
wearing rags for clothes. He wasn't even wearing pants.
I wasn't. Straight nude.
You don't gotta talk anymore. I can take it away. he's just not gonna talk anymore. He's obedient. But I just saw him walking the hall one day, no pants, still rags for his shirt. It was basically see-through, and I just felt bad for him. So I was like, hey little boy, how would you like to be on a successful multi-million-dollar podcast? He was like, whoa, really? I'm like, yeah. Too bad I can't give that to you. So here we are, settling for a 2-cent podcast. And
Buy Bitcoin, y'all.
again, don't listen to him. He's still delirious. He didn't eat for a couple weeks at one
You
time.
know, after the accident, I was never the same.
I just don't think we should listen to him anymore. But speaking of the Ravens, I think that's how we should end this podcast.
Don't look at me. You said don't talk.
So on that note, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye from Barbie Land. Vroom, vroom. No, go end that video.
Keeping that part in.
No, you're not. We are filming it in here.
Like 15 minutes, because we started we started recording 2 minutes.
Okay.
I don't need a Ravens versus Bills game. Right about entertainment. It's general entertainment in the world.
No, we're doing this.
No, we already. Welcome to today's episode of the Football Fanatics podcast. I'm host one.
No, we
and
can
joining
replace
me
it, too.
Ever knowledgeable host two. Today we are diving into the thrilling Ravens vs.
Shut up.
Bills game. Dot.
Ready?
How are you?
Whistle
doing?
sound effect. 3, 2.
Welcome to the Talk to a podcast. My name is Joshua Torres. This is Kyle Mahoney. He's a ex wrestling high school player. He's an ex high school wrestling player. Never made past JV. Hello, my name is Joshua Torres. This is Kyle Mahoney.
If we don't finish the damn video in 10
I
minutes.
said it right.
No, you didn't.
Do it again.
I'm host 1.
I'm host one.
I'm host 1.
I'm host one.
I'm host 1. Goddamn.
My name is Joshua Torres. This is my co-host Colin Mahoney.
No. No.
My name is Joshua Torres. This is my co-host Colin Mahoney.
We are.
And we are. And we are.
We're restarting.
My name is Joshua Torres, and this is my co-host Colin Mahoney. And we
You're
are,
waiting until the fucking whistle stops.
What do you want me to do?
I'll do it. Ready?
My name is Joshua Torres, and this
Oh,
is my co-host Colin.
Wait until the whistle comes to
My
a
name is Joshua
complete
Torres, and this is Colin Mahoney, and we are the.
Shut up.
My name is Joshua Torres, and this is my co-host Colin Mahoney, and we are the. I forgot her name. That's why I gave it to you. What do we call it?
No whistle. Let me be host 1. I'd be good at that.
No, I was just gonna let you say the final whistle.
No.
That was gonna be.
No. Shut up. Ready?
My name is Joshua Torres, and this is my co-host Colin Mahoney, and we are the.
Final Whistle Podcast.
Today we're going to talk more in depth about the Ravens versus Bills game. So on today's episode of the Final Whistle podcast, joining me is again Colin Mahoney, and today we're going to be diving into the thrilling Ravens versus Bills game. And how are you doing today, Colin?
No, I'm doing great here, Joshua. I mean, what a game that was. From I was at the edge of my seat moments all the way to biting my nails. You know, there's just so much to talk about, so let's just get right into it.
Absolutely. Let's start with Lamar Jackson's performance. What were your thoughts on how he played?
You know, personally, I think he had quite the game. He had some, he had his usual flair, which sort of makes him known in the football community, especially with that 24 touchdown pass. You know, likely, however, there was some crucial moments where he struggled, particularly in that final drive, where he ended up giving that 2 points.
Oh, yes. Speaking of crucial moments, we can't overlook Mark Andrews' drop 2-point conversion. That play could have tied the game. How do you think that impacted the Ravens?
You know, it was a tough break for Andrews and especially their Ravens. That drop essentially sealed their fate throughout this season. It's one of those moments that will haunt them in the offseason and definitely make their coach a bit mad.
Okay, well, now on the other side, we had Josh Allen, who managed to keep things steady for the Bills. And he was pretty impressive with those 2 rushing touchdowns. What do you make of his performance?
You know, I think he was incredibly efficient, especially in that first half. His ability to find that end zone with his legs was an absolute game changer for the Bills. He showcased his dual threat capabilities, which really led them to victory.
And let's not forget those defensive plays. Terrell Bernard's forced fumble on Mark Andrews was an absolute turning point. The Bills' defense capitalized on the Ravens' turnovers. What stood out to you about their defensive strategy?
You know, the Bills' defense was definitely relentless. This was a really high stakes game for them. So his forced fumble was huge, and their ability to contain Lamar Jackson for most of the game was super, super impressive. They executed that game plan they had from the start absolutely perfectly.
We have to talk about the coaching strategies that also played a huge role in the game. Like, how did you see the decisions from both sides influencing the game?
Both coaches definitely had their moments. The Bills' defense approach to limit Jackson's was spot on, and the Ravens' adjustment in the final moments definitely showcased their resilience, even if it ended up falling short.
With this win, the Bills advance to the AFC Championship game. What does this mean for them moving forward?
It's definitely a huge confidence boost for the Bills. Advancing to the AFC Championship is definitely not something to take lightly, and they have been proving to be a formidable team, and especially for the Ravens. It's kind of disappointing. They definitely worked really hard to get to this moment, but it just apparently wasn't hard enough.
I mean, I don't think it's that hard to make it to the AFC Championship. I feel like if I went pro and didn't injure my knee back in '89, I could have been the start MVP quarterback every season.
No. If I didn't, back in '89, break some kid's leg, I think I would be in the finals too, here, Chuck.
Okay, Billy. We're going back to this. I think we should change the subject real quick.
Alright, guys, thank you for joining us on the final whistle.
And that ends part 3 of our first episode. Probably 2 minutes. For the other game, for the other NFC Championship.
Technical difficulties.
We're gonna cut this part out. So how's the wife?
Let's just talk about my wrestling.
No, we were talking about your wife's wrestling. Wrestling boring. No one wants to hear about your gosh darn wrestling.
What even was the other game? Commanders and Eagles, right? No.
Sure. No, they're not playing Eagles yet.
Who did they just play?
I don't know.
Man, we're a great podcast. Why can't I not like that?
When you wish upon a star. That Kung Fu Panda movie came out last year. Great movie. Especially the first one. It's my favorite one. I think the second one's my favorite movie out of all of them. What do you think?
Chuck, I think you should shut up.
Okay, at least I'm talking, Billy. At least I'm not divorced like you. That's right. At least
Roll Tide.
At least my wife didn't cheat on me.
Roll Tide.
At least my kids didn't leave me.
Roll Tide.
Fly.
Alright, I'm host one this time.
Welcome back to the.
I'm host one this time.
Welcome back to the.
No, we're playing the whistle sound effect. Ready? I swear if I'm not host one, we're gonna do this until I'm host one.
Sorry, it's the sign. My name is Joshua Torres, and this is my co-host Colin Mahoney. Well, my name is Joshua Torres, and this is my co-host Colin Mahoney.
Shut up. Welcome
My
back.
name is Joshua Torres, and this is my co-host Colin Mahoney. My name is Joshua Torres, and this is my co-host Colin Mahoney. Just let it happen.
I'm host one this time.
I'm host one.
I'm host one. You were host one.
I'm
Part
host one. Whoever wins is host
Okay.
one. My name is Joshua.
I won. Welcome back to the Final Whistle podcast. I'm Colin Mahoney, and joining me today is...
The main host is Joshua Torres.
So, how are you doing today, Joshua?
I'm doing alright. I could be better. Didn't really want to be here today, especially with you. You're not my favorite person.
Me too, Chuck, but thanks for asking. I'm really excited to dive into today's topic. So, the Commanders pulled off an incredible upset against the Lions last night. Really, what a game.
Oh, absolutely. It was the second performance by the Commanders. They managed to defeat the top seed Lions 45-31. That is an absolute bloodshed. Winning by 14 points in a playoff game is crazy. Jayden Daniels is phenomenal, completing 22 of 31 passes for almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 122.9. What do you think of his performance?
You know, here, Joshua, I was absolutely blown away by Daniel's performance. He was nearly perfect, especially against the blitz. He went 12 of 16 for 191 yards, a touchdown, and a 135.2 rating against the Lions blitz. It was like he had an answer for everything that Detroit was throwing at him.
Now let's not forget about the Commanders' defense. They forced 5 turnovers, including 4 interceptions and a fumble recovery. That's how you win a playoff game. The Lions' offense just couldn't keep up with all the turnovers.
No, it was definitely a complete team effort, and I fully agree. On the other side, though, the Lions definitely had a tough night. Jared Goff threw 3 interceptions, including a pick six, and fumbled the ball early in the early game. It was a really, really rough night for Detroit's offense.
It's tough to see such a strong regular season end this way for the Lions. They had a fantastic season, but those turnovers really cost them in the playoffs. Do you think they'll be able to bounce back next season?
You know, I'm being optimistic here, and I think that they will. They definitely have a lot of young talent on their team, and definitely a very strong foundation. It's just a matter of like learning from this experience and coming back even stronger next year. Plus, they'll have the motivation of wanting to like get rid of this loss from their memory.
That's a great point. But now looking ahead, the Commanders will face either the Philadelphia Eagles or the Los Angeles Rams in the NFC Championship game. What are your thoughts on that matchup?
You know, I'm going to be honest here, Joshua. It's going to be a really tough game. No matter who they face, both the Eagles and the Rams have incredibly strong players. But if the Commanders can play like they did last night, they have a real shot at making it to the Super Bowl this year.
I agree. It's going to be a very exciting game to watch. But unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. Thanks for tuning in to the Final Whistle podcast, and we'll be back next week with more analysis and discussions. Until then, go Commanders. Hoorah.
Oh, yeah.